what impact has the Brexit vote already had on the UK economy? There is context to the question, of course. Jaguar Land Rover says it's extending a shutdown in production in April because of potential Brexit disruption. Deutsche Bank is moving 400 billion euros of balance sheet assets to Frankfurt. 2 insurance giants are moving to the European Union. AIG is moving to Luxembourg, Chubb's moving to France. They say explicitly because of Brexit. Panasonic and Sony are moving their headquarters to Amsterdam because of Brexit. I can actually go on,
of course
but you take the point.
But not only take the point, but if you actually explore what that is about, and I don't blame any of them, it is not about Britain being outside with a deal or inside the EU. What it is about is uncertainty.
Yes, which Brexit's created.
And right now, this morning, in Newcastle, there's a businesswoman going to work. She owns her own business. She employs 20 people. She pays tax. She's got a house on the line. She is a typical business person in the United Kingdom, with great respect, not JLR or all the banks you just reeled off, but that is the core of British business. And what they've got is uncertainty. They've got lack of stability. And they cannot predict where they are. So what's the one thing they won't do is risk any more investment in their business till they know where they stand and they can touch the bottom of the pool they're swimming in. What is killing this is not Brexit. It is the uncertainty created by 650 people in the House of Commons who are fundamentally, as a political class, letting down the United Kingdom.
But they're doing that, some of them, they say. Not necessarily, they wouldn't say letting down it, but they are concerned about getting the right deal.
I have to tell you, principle is the last refuge of a scandal. And
in all seriousness, Panasonic
and
Sony aren't going to move their headquarters back.
No, I completely agree.
Right,
no,
so
we're in violent agreement here.
We have got significant losses. You actually...
What I'm trying to say to you is, it is not whether Brexit happens. It is the uncertainty that has been created by nothing happening.
But there was always going to be this period before a deal was done because it's complicated. Liam Fox said...
No, of course there is.
Liam Fox, who's meant to be in charge of helping us get these trade deals, said it was going to be extremely simple to get a Brexit deal.
No,
and he was wrong.
Well, not only was he was probably right at the time when he said it, but he's wrong now.
What, in the
I can tell you, even I, having been on the inside of trade deals and in the House of Lords and watching this as a crossbench peer, I don't do party politics, even I, a couple of years ago, thought that the nation had spoken, the country would get together and they would formulate something that really worked. And on that basis, Liam Fox was right at the time. What has happened is the Remainers, and especially the establishment elite, have set about sabotaging Brexit.
I think that's an incredibly lazy way of categorising people.
No, it's not lazy. No, it's not
lazy.
The
establishment elite, you are fueling hatred against people like Anna Soubry, for instance, who falls into this category of people...
Why are you using words like hatred? I'm not fueling anything.
Well, people are calling her Nazis outside
Parliament.
In
other words, the way you ever take a position that doesn't conform with the norm, for some reason, I'm fueling hatred, am I?
But you're saying the word sabotage,
well, it was
and you're calling them elite.
They set it, well, they are. I'm only calling it, well, it might be politically incorrect, but it is true.
I'm not saying it's politically incorrect, but you are also getting rid of the notions that they believe, just as strongly as you believe, that they want the best deal for this country.
A lot of them don't want to leave the EU.
Well, that might be what they think is the best deal.
And so, therefore, what they're trying to do is stop the execution of the will of 17.4 million people.
But what about MPs like Nick Bowles, who now faces deselection in his own party?
I'm just trying to get to you back
purely for even trying to say we need to take no deal off the table.
What you actually said, which was Liam Fox was wrong. What Liam Fox was at the time. And I said, I genuinely believe...
hang on, we have a clip of you telling Andrew Neil. Can I play this clip?
Yes, of course.
You told Andrew Neil on the Sunday Politics programme in 2016 that not one job would be lost due to Brexit.
And I stand by it.
There are many arguments that stay in, and there are many arguments that come out, but the one thing that we ought to kill this canard now, is that not one job in Britain is at risk because of EU membership. Not one, because there would be a free trade agreement because we're so important to Europe. And by the way, that doesn't mean that there aren't other reasons why we might want to be in or out, but I get so frustrated with people who go, 3 million jobs are at risk if we're out of the European... It's rubbish.
And I stand by every word of that.
Even though all those companies have lost their time here, they've moved their headquarters?
Just a minute. When I said that, and that's why I stand by it today, when I said that, I genuinely believed this nation would get behind the will of the majority and make this happen. And if that had happened, you'd have a better withdrawal agreement, because Barnier would not have been negotiating against a divided church. You'd have had a much more certainty so that all those companies that you troll off would actually not be worried about the uncertainty, because there wouldn't be any. And we would be working towards doing quality deals with the rest of the world. What we've got instead is a completely divided divided nation, we've got a completely divided political class, and we've got a completely, you don't like me using the word sabotage, but people who are actually in positions of influence and power who have decided this country isn't going to leave the EU, notwithstanding what the majority have said, let's actually manoeuvre everything to that position. If you're negotiating against that, whether you're America or China or India, or if you're negotiating against, in terms of a withdrawal agreement, Barnier, it's the easiest thing in the world, because all you have to do is keep saying no. And you can't, you're talking about somebody who doesn't have the will of behind them to get it done.
So you stand by a statement that's no longer true?
But no, in 2016...
Those jobs have been lost. People are losing jobs because of uncertainty.
Right, let's pick one. 4,500 jobs at JLR. 4,500 jobs are not going to happen overnight. They're not happening on the line. And what's more, they're not all down to Brexit. They're down to making diesel engines the world doesn't want anymore. They're down to no longer selling them to China because China's not buying anymore. Neither of those two calls are anything to do with Brexit.
Sorry. I can give you anecdotally an example in Silicon Roundabout in East London where there's going to be no more investment in particular startups. That's a job loss.
Right, but it's nothing to do with Brexit. It's everything to do with the uncertainty caused by the debate about Brexit.
You're playing with semantics.
I am not.
We wouldn't be in this uncertain position without Brexit.
I chair 6 different companies in different sectors of different sizes across different parts of the UK. And all those companies actually are saying, until we know what's happening, we are no longer going to invest the big money.
So if one job is lost on April the 1st, if we've left,
once we know what's going on, then we decide what we do on the long-term basis. But whether it's Brexit or whether it isn't, this country, that's why I was right with Andrew Neil, this country has got nothing to fear if you get a quality trade deal with Europe, which is what I said in that clip, and it has nothing to fear if we actually have certainty. It has everything to fear if 650 members of the political class actually deliver no certainty to business, no stability, and no predictability for the nation.
With the greatest respect, you are wrong. Jobs have already been lost because of Brexit.
Not because of Brexit, but because of the uncertainty caused by the debate about Brexit.
OK, well, either I'm living in a land where I'm not understanding the sentences you're saying, or,
I do this for a living.
Well, so do I.
Well, you don't sit in boardrooms like me.
No, I don't, but that doesn't deny me my ability to have a grasp of facts.
Well, of course it doesn't. And nor, actually, you are probably more in tune with the guy on the street. I accept that. But what I'm saying is businesses, it's so easy.
So what, you're just going to pop up next to the bloke who loses his job in Panasonic and say, not because of Brexit, mate, it's because of the uncertainty to do with Brexit.
Why would I be as insensitive and as polemic as that? You put your arm around them and you look after them and you try to retrain them and reskill them into something else.
People in your position who have, with respect, have the experience. You have the experience. Why can't you just admit it's become more complicated than even people like you could have imagined?
I completely agree with that. I'm going to come to admit that. I absolutely agree with that.
Therefore, there is an honesty to saying...
Why is it become more complicated? It's become more complicated because of people who don't want it to happen.